here that it's overwhelming. Like, it's so overwhelming about Kimberly Klacik. And what the implications are here is that, you know, where there's one, there's many.
Did you hear what she just said? Where there's one, there's many. She is accusing Kimberly Klacik of horrible things, but then says, where there's one, there's many. That's a phrase used for things like roaches and vermin and rats and mice. And you say that about a fellow black woman. Yeah, I'm not liking this. You can be mad at me, guys, if you want to. This is inappropriate. You could have just said nothing. You could have walked away. Do you know how many times I've been insulted online or attacked or called a name during my campaign? Racial slurs. Do you know how many times? And what do? I walk away. If you can't take this, don't be in this field, right? Go run a laundromat, go drive a truck, go get a government job, go start a business, do whatever's your thing. But if you're going to be in this public sphere, you're going to get insulted. You've got to be able to walk away.
And so honestly, legitimately, if you have a pen and a paper, you might want to start writing some of this stuff down, because you're going to have to then investigate and keep it going. I'm not an investigative journalist. You're
going to have to keep it going, because basically what she's done is she says, now I need all my people to now attack her. All my people who support me, go attack her.
But this is the first time that I'm acting in that capacity. So I reached out to.
This is a lie. She does this all the time. The thing that bothers me about Candace Owens here is she didn't investigate Kim Klacik because she thought she was dirty. That's not what she did. She investigated Kim Klacik because she wanted Kim to be dirty. She decided that Kim was her enemy, and she decided to attack her and find things about her past and use it to attack her. That is what bothers me about this. If someone had given her a tip and said, hey, I think Kim is dirty, I think Kim is a money launderer or something like that, right? Then I get it. And then if you're doing that, why are you doing it? Why don't you you're rich, get a private investigator, call a cop. There are many things you could do. But this was personal for Candace. This is personal. This was her going, how dare you not accept me as the queen of all the black conservatives? And if you don't, I will punish you. This was petty. This was petty. She shouldn't have done this. This is the wrong thing. It's a bad look. And I think in the long run, this is going to hurt her, because this is not a good look and it's petty. But I don't think she can get it. I think Candace has a problem. She has to be number one. And if she's not, she starts becoming insecure and petty. She did this exact same thing. The last time I got mad at her, now I remember now, last time I got mad at her was last year, was George Floyd. When George Floyd was killed, when he died, the first thing she did was look into George Floyd's background. She didn't look into the officer's background. And there was another officer that was killed that weekend. I forgot the gentleman who was killed. Her words were, and this officer got killed, and he did everything right. How would she know he did everything right? She didn't look into his background. She only looked into the background of the person she wanted to punish. And this is Kim. To be forward, I don't know Kim. Kim might be a terrible person, and she might be a saint and a wonderful human being. I have no idea. All I'm saying is this is Candace bullying the new girl. This is Candace being petty and putting Kim in her spot. This is weakness on Candace's point. She has a team of people. Why is she doing it herself? Because I'm going to show you. This is a very bad look for her. And again, if she thinks that Kim is a bad person, you got people to do your homework. You got a team to go dig the dirt. You could do it. Call the cops then. Get a private investigator if you think she's actually dirty. You don't. You just want to punish her. And you have to make sure that she knows it's you. And that's the thing that's bothering me. She has to make sure that Kim knows it's her.
Different people and, ask them to clarify what I was reading in terms of these documents to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. And that was why I wanted to hold off on doing a live, because I didn't want to be irresponsible. And obviously the only reason I started this was because of what started as a petty Twitter feud.
Only reason I started it was what started a petty Twitter feud. Yeah. At least you're honest on that one.
That led me down a path with so many twists and turns.
You could have just walked away. That's one thing you could have done. You could have just walked away.
I'm just like, what is happening? This is crazy. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Obviously, There's been this random thing that keeps happening to me where a black conservative will be running for Congress in a random district, you know, somebody that no one's ever heard of. Like,
do you hear her dismissiveness? Look, if any of you have a psych background or are in that field, can't you hear it in her voice? You know, some random person who no one's heard of. That's literally what she's saying. Her words. You know, these people who are nowhere as good as me, how dare they look at me? Why are you starting that? Why don't you just say she made a tweet? She tweeted at me based upon my tweet. You could just say that, but you don't. You've got to first put her down before you go anyplace.
You know, great, awesome.
Whatever.
They do a catchy video. They raise a bunch of money, and somewhere along the line, they just start attacking me. Like, I'm not there.
They don't somewhere attack you. You constantly say terrible shit about black people. You constantly do that. It's not random. They're running for office. You say something terrible. Their friends who are black go, did you see what Candace Owens said? And they have to react. If you would stop saying terrible shit about black people, they would stop reacting. It isn't random. You are causing it. The world revolves around you and it's random? Why are all these black people mad at me? Could it be because I take steaming piles of crap on everything? Yeah. And you might say, well, Larry, she takes a crap on everything. Did she take a crap on, I don't know, Columbus Day? No. I didn't see her doing that. She mad about Yom Kippur? No, she's not. Did she take a stance on Indigenous People Day? No, she didn't. She took a stance on George Floyd, Juneteenth. It's not random.
Candidate they're running against in Congress, but they usually just kind of are trying to prove like I'm a different black person than Candace, and I really
yes, that is correct. I am happily a different black person than Candace Owens. Yes, I will try to prove that on a weekly basis. I would. Yes, that's correct.
Really care about black causes. Like, I can probably say, and the irony being is that every single one of these black congressional candidates has asked me for an endorsement. Okay.
See how cool she is? They've all come to me, the queen, and I will then decide if I will give them my blessing or not.
Okay. Full stop. I could drop it. Doesn't matter. Isn't like, you know, this is not relevant today. I could drop it, but everyone messages me and says, ask me for endorsement. Oh, love you. Would love to connect. And then if I don't endorse them, because I actually believe that it's irresponsible to endorse people without knowing them and doing due diligence, then suddenly it's like, I hate Candace and I'm just going to keep.
No, that's not what happens at all. They ask you for an endorsement because you are a leader in the black conservative community. That's a fact. Because you are powerful in the Republican Party. That's a fact. Because you know people like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and the Trump family. So of course, if somebody is running as a Republican, of course they'd ask you for an endorsement. Of course they would. And they don't get mad at you all of a sudden when you say no. That's not what happens. They ignore you because you ignored them and they walk on and try to still become as powerful as they can. Then you say something terrible about black people and they're caught in the crossfire. So you cause it's not because you didn't endorse them. It's because you say terrible stuff about black people. That's why.
Keep hitting her. So this entire story obviously starts with Kimberly Klacik. She notoriously ran in Baltimore. I think she's running again. I don't think she will be after this investigation, this video.
You'll fix her.
But you know,
do you hear that? She won't be running again because I'll take care of her.
No, she just came after me on Twitter one day, and
okay, she says after see how full of shit she is. She says once I don't endorse them, then they come after me. Well, Kimberly Klacik didn't. And then she goes, well, this happened after the tweet. She all of a sudden came after me. No. You took a steaming dump on Juneteenth, a holiday that a lot of black people like, and you're black. It makes people upset. If some prominent Jewish person took a dump on, I don't know, Yom Kippur or something, my Jewish friends, I'm sorry. I don't know how important your holidays are, but assuming that some Jewish person said that who was popular, a lot of Jewish people would be unhappy and they'd say, why are you saying this? What's wrong with you? You're one of us. What are you doing? Of course. Well, when you do it, yeah, it's kind of the same. Didn't come out of nowhere.
About me saying that Juneteenth is a scam. It is, again, dailywire.com/subscribe. Use my code Chrissy. And tonight's episode, I will unpack why Juneteenth is.
Look at that. You're not grifting. Who's not grifting? Not you. Not you. You brought us into 3 minutes into the video, which is how you get your good, you get monetized. Got us in 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes. And then right after that, you said, hey, why don't you subscribe to my channel and I'll tell you more. Who's grifting? Not you.
A scam being orchestrated by Democrats, and it's not about celebrating Black freedom, but she was upset by these comments and she made an allegation about me and said that, you know, Candace doesn't do anything with the Black community. I'm paraphrasing here, but Candace doesn't do anything for the Black community. She's not around the Black community.
Well, that's kind of true, but fine.
And I basically responded and was like, listen, I'm not, you know, a part of the group of people that are grifting hundreds of thousands of dollars from Republicans.
The woman who literally just said, subscribe to my channel, Daily Wire, just now, then 15 seconds later, I'm not part of those grifters. Look, I want you to give me money too. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about it. But I'm open and I give you stuff for free anyway. And I ask you for money and I still give you stuff, even if you don't. Some of you support me, some of you don't. And you still get free stuff. And I find sponsors on my own so that I can still give you stuff. This woman literally just said, I'm not a grifter. By the way, subscribe. What? She's Queen Grifter.